Gyms were the one place we could go to in peace and work out, reflect, focus, and become better versions of ourselves. Now, going to the gym is a task in itself. If you go to the gym today, you can bet you'll encounter at least one woman with a camera or her phone on a tripod, trying to record everything she can so she can get all the curvy angles, which she can then edit and post online on her social media and dating accounts, where millions of thirsty guys have the opportunity to see her and more of her. However, God forbid if you glance at her while you're walking in that area, or are working out in that area, or actually need to use the machine she's been hogging for the last 2 hours. She's going to want to catch you looking at her as she spreads her legs in a weird yoga pose. She's then going to upload your face for the whole of the internet to see and label you as a creep who was allegedly following her around just so he could creep on her as she was innocently working out, totally minding her own business. See, they make it sound as if the guy was just out there only to take a look at her because he's that desperate to see a woman work out in real life. There's one thing behind all of this, and it's validation. I've started to believe that most women are now addicted to instant and daily validation. If they don't get it for some time, they start to do risky things and start acting out against men because they're so desperate and hungry for attention which they didn't get, that they end up doing things such as recording themselves, wearing tightly fitted clothes in the gym, and then recording themselves online. The cherry on the cake is if they catch a guy glancing toward her, then they can get 1,000 brownie validation points from social media for being an innocent victim. There's only one thing in these videos that's creepy, and it's having a camera in the place where people do their workouts and are looking to learn from and take inspiration from fellow gym goers. They are probably glancing, wondering how long it can take you to set up a tripod on top of your short sets where you're on the equipment next to their circuit, which is also why they are following you. If you want to be a famous gym influencer, take the money you make and book private sessions. The rest of us have got to stay focused on putting in the big reps and big lifts so we can get back to our work an hour later. Men and women are supposed to look at each other as a social reality. If they attract, okay; if they don't, okay. It's not a big deal, but everyone seems to think it is. It is interesting women's tendency to elbow their way into men's, or primarily men's, spaces, and then demand everyone and everything change to suit them. Generally, the pattern goes something like this. There is a male space where merit and competitiveness are highly encouraged. Women cry about inequality and force their way in, demand it changes to suit women's sensibilities, and be hyper-protective of women. The men lose interest and competitiveness and begin to drift away to find something else to do, and the environment becomes virtually devoid of men, or mostly the less competitive men remain. With no attention to be gained from high-quality men, the women drift away too, having destroyed the environment that once was only to seek out the next make environment. There is something in female psychology that demands depriving men of male-only spaces, not just for the sake of women getting attention from men. But I believe also, it's a form of control or manipulating men's behavior, something like, from women's perspective, an instinctive suspicion about men, especially in a group who are not being influenced by women. It is so much better for men to do their own workout at home or at a men's gym only. Modern women also accuse these men at the gym of something they did not do. He's doing his own workout, and he minding his own business. Men prefer doing their own workouts at home and going to an all-men gym. Most people go to the gym to work out, be healthier, or relieve stress. These people see it as a hookup place like the club or a party. If that's the case, you are at the gym for the wrong reasons. Filming yourself for posts on social media with an agenda is a definite red flag. But that's what's happening all over gyms in the West. And that's what is leading men to build their own gyms in their homes. Whether women in gyms go out of their way to try and find something a man did that they could call creepy on TikTok, or they're wearing the skimpiest clothing at the gym, it is for one reason, and one reason alone: attention. It is a drug for them. They want the men they're interested in to look and start talking, but if you're not what she wants, she's going to shame you on social media or kick up a fuss for attention, scream victim, harassment, etc. The difference between creepy and flirty is how attractive the woman perceives the male involved. Men, unless you are consistently batting in the top 15% of dating bachelors, cold approaching women will definitively wreck your local social network. Don't do it. Women can spin it any way they want to, but there is absolutely zero physical or athletic restriction causing them to dress so scantily that you can see their exact shapes in all of the private areas, leaving nothing to the imagination. This is 100% validation and attention seeking. They are just showing off in hopes of getting Chad's attention, and if they get another guy's attention, it strokes their ego, and then they feel empowered to shame the guy because he is not up to their standards. These women flaunt it around the gym like they are goddesses with every man in the gym at their whim. Men are just starting to figure this out, and these same women cannot handle being validated with attention rejected. Women who go to the gym to work out and/or to find men are the same women who also drive men away. It's fine when I go to the gym, I actually work out and focus on it. I see Chads and Barbies just eyeing people, and you know why they're there. This is why more and more men are going celibate. That's real power. Being able to tell women you don't even want segs. Once you do that, you find out which ones are real, because they can't control you with their crotches. You find out what their intentions are, and what they have to offer on an intellectual level. After a chick tells you she doesn't want to sleep with you, try telling a chick you're celibate and watch the color drain from her face. Gym businesses simply cannot sustain a man's gym or a woman's gym. If possible, the gym should prohibit cameras and videos for personal business, such as for influencers. Women experience creeps in the minority, but assume most men are like that, so they become hyper-aware to protect themselves. But the men who are getting blamed are done so by the minority of women, and in response men withdraw in order to protect themselves. All of which is sensitive to some degree, though we all need to learn to interact with each other respectfully. Take phones away from the gym, and just treat each other with dignity and respect. The sad thing is, these women are spoiling it for the majority of good women out there who actually want to be approached in person. If you're a man with value and in decent shape, approaching a woman in person and giving her a compliment will make her day, provided she's a good woman. I've had women tell me they desire someone who'll approach them in person, not the ones who approach online via text or DMs. Remember guys, you are not there to help women out unless you are working there. Even if they hurt themselves, white knighting will be your undoing. Just leave them alone, unless they are filming, and then you have every right to demand they stop, as it is not a public space, but a private business. You can also call them creepy and sick, trying to film guys to get them into trouble for kicks. Label them as the gym sickos, and then they can't even use their own footage without self-labeling as creeps. Girls, you did this to yourselves. If you want men to start approaching you more frequently in such places, then you need to do your part to try and fix the problem. If you see women shaming men as being creepy like those TikTok videos, then you women need to shame them and shut that repulsive behavior down. The question is, where were all of you when many innocent men had their rights to the presumption of innocence wrecked during the Me Too movement? But this goes far deeper than that, as men's lives have been destroyed in the divorce courts. Suffice it to say, most men don't trust you women anymore, and like I said before, you did it to yourselves. If you want this to change, then you need to do your part to repair the rift between men and women. But of course, you won't, because that would require you to take some accountability, and we all know that women and accountability don't mix. And so, this is why men are investing in home gyms. Investing in your own home gym is the best thing you can ever do. It can take some time designing and buying all the equipment, but it's worth every penny. Waiting for equipment. No worrying about women recording or accusing you of harassment when you're not even interested. And you can work out anytime for as long as you want. Privacy and peace of mind is worth it. Start investing in it, my brothers. You won't regret it one bit. Thanks for watching Man Reacts. Show us your love and support by liking this video, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Support us and help us spread support for men around the world. Do comment and share your thoughts. We're always up for a healthy debate and discussion.